Yesterday morning, following Wednesday evening's massive revelations by Lev Parnas, Kellyanne Conway was invited on Fox News, where I think she thought she was going to be able to attack Lev Parnas, defend the president, and then go about her day. But unfortunately for Kellyanne, like most things in her life, it really didn't go her way. And when asked a very simple yes or no question, she seemed to panic quite a bit. Here's the clip.
What is the White House's position on his allegations that are now public?
Well, remember, people who go on TV are never under oath. This is someone who hadn't come forward on his own volition. He was arrested and then indicted on some pretty serious charges. And when you have the Vice President's Chief of Staff, my colleague Mark Short, this morning saying that the Democrats' own witnesses in the House completely subvert and undercut what Parnas is saying here about the VP. You have the Attorney General's spokeswoman saying 100% false when asked by the Maddow Show to comment. I think that speaks for itself. But there is a pattern here, Bill and Sandra. The media and the Democrats love to imbue credibility and legitimacy on whomever, whatever, and wherever is trying to take down President Donald John Trump. And that has to stop. It's Avenatti on TV for 250 some times in the space of a year. Speaking of indicted and disgraced, or it's Michael Cohen, it's John Dean, now it's Lev Parnas. Anybody who's out there who wants to take down President Trump when they're facing problems themselves, or when they can't resist the glare of the spotlight, the Klieg lights, they all of a sudden have credibility and legitimacy.
I understand what you're saying, but are you saying flat out 100% what he alleges is not true? Yes or no?
Well, when Lev Parnas says, speaking of the court of law, when he says the president knew all of my moves, he gave consent. Objection, you cannot say what somebody else knew or thought. You can't do that. And so that was a TV show, not a court of law. And this is somebody who, I guess, lied to the authorities about his wealth when they were setting his bail, because remember, he's been indicted. And the president, I think you should go by what the president himself has said. And remember, this started out, we're going to find those 70,000 votes and switch the election to Hillary Clinton. Then we're going to do Russia collusion. Wait, there's going to be a recession. Then we'll have 2 years of a Mueller investigation. Didn't find anything there. Now it's a call with the Ukrainian president. Do you know the major networks have spent less than 1% on the president's economy and trade, and most of their time on Ukraine?
Is he lying or not, Kellyanne?
Well, he's a proven liar. He's been indicted. And so I've never heard the president mention this person to me ever a single time.
Now, we have seen Kellyanne Conway absolutely go off the rails in interviews in the past, right? Yelling, shouting, creating fake attacks like the Bowling Green massacre that never happened. This wasn't quite one of those. This was something different and something a little more scary for Kellyanne, because you can see it in her face and you can hear it in her response. She was panicking on the inside. She wasn't exactly sure what to say or how to say it. So she went back to those same stock Republican talking points that we've heard for the last 48 hours that, well, I mean, you can't trust Lev. Lev was indicted, right? I mean, he's a liar, and that's why he was indicted. Lev was not indicted for lying. He was indicted for, campaign finance violations with all the money he was giving to Republicans, Kellyanne. That's why the guy's going to jail. And now he's trying to save himself by turning over all the records he has about the Donald Trump Organized Crime Administration. But that's all beside the point. We all know what Lev Parnas has accused this administration of doing. We have seen the GAO report that says, yep, they broke the law. What you were asked wasn't even about the criminal activity. It was a straight up yes or no. Does Donald Trump know Lev Parnas? Does he know him? Does he know him? Not did he work with him, not did the two sit there and map out their crimes together. Does he know who this guy is? And Kellyanne couldn't answer. Is Lev Parnas telling the truth? Was a question she was asked. Yes or no, is he telling the truth? And she couldn't answer that either. She couldn't answer any of these very simple yes or no questions, which again is odd because Kellyanne Conway has no problem lying. But she wasn't even able to muster up a lie and say, nope, president doesn't know him. Nope, president didn't do crimes with him. Nope, Lev Parnas is not telling the truth. She could have done that. We expect that from her, but she couldn't even bring herself to do that. And the reason is because, yeah, we know that Parnas knows Donald Trump. We know that Trump knows Lev Parnas. Pictures have emerged, numerous different pictures and videos of Parnas with the President of the United States, along with photos of Parnas with Florida Governor and avid Trump supporter Ron DeSantis, photos of him with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, photos of him with Vice President Mike Pence. This guy was everywhere in Republican politics. Everybody knew who he was. And apparently a lot of people also knew what he was up to. Parnas was working on behalf of Rudy Giuliani, actively with Rudy Giuliani, who was good friends with him. Giuliani is good friends with Donald Trump. There is no way Donald Trump was not aware of what Lev Parnas was doing. And that is why Kellyanne Conway couldn't answer those very simple yes or no questions. Because I think at this point, even she sees that lying about this isn't going to get them anywhere. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.